welcome back to the channel. This is Aranda here, my best life Paraguay. And today we're going to be covering the cost of living, right? So I'm going to break down my budget here for you guys, right? And we're going to see if you can truly live in Paraguay. And you know, I'm a single guy, right? Just living here with my dog, right, in Paraguay. So you know, my situation is going to be different than other people. You know, if you have two people or a family or kids, obviously this is gonna be a different budget. But we're gonna check out, can you truly live in Paraguay for around $1,000 a month, right? And there's obviously some things that fluctuate, but I know that you guys have been really waiting for this video, and you know, I've been slacking on getting this particular video out here for you guys. So let's jump into it, you guys. So as you can see right above me here, you guys, on the screen is my 376 USD a month apartment, right? And you know, I explained in that video, and I'll include it at the top here, the link to that video. By some chance you haven't seen it, it's more popular. It's over 1,000 views or so. But anyways, so this duplex that I'm in, it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, 2024 built duplex, right? This place is 3 million guaraníes a month, which is around $400, right? But since I paid in cash for 12 months off the bat, they gave me a 5% discount, right? So that number came down to around 376 when I paid, right? And obviously the dollar fluctuates a little bit, hardly at all though, you guys. You know, a very stable economy here, right? So it doesn't fluctuate too much. And when it does fluctuate, it usually fluctuates in your favor, right? Like there's a one time where right now the dollar is around 7,800 guaraníes, right? And it can get up to 8,000. And you know, I'll just really quickly mention when it does get up, when the dollar really does get up, you guys, that's when you should be taking money out of ATMs, right? When the dollar is really strong, right? So I just want to mention that. So anyway, so that's the first cost here. Now I am going to include rent as if I were paying it per month. Okay. And as I've told you, I'm not paying it per month because it's already paid for 12 months, but I'm including it in this budget as if I were paying rent monthly here. Okay. So I got the map pulled up. Let me just quickly show. I'm not going to zoom in too far and show you exactly where I live, right? But I live in San Lorenzo, right? And you know, most folks live, you know, over here. This is the expat central, this area right around Paseo La Galeria. This is the new downtown. This is where most foreigners and expats of means are going to be staying, right? And I've done multiple videos on the historic downtown. It's another very nice area. The only thing is, it's a little bit more dangerous, if I'm going to be a little bit honest, obviously. But I mean, like, it can be a little bit more sketchy because, you know, there is this neighborhood. This is Dr. Ricardo Brugada, which is also known as La Chacarita, right? And 95%, maybe even more, are great, wonderful, hardworking people who just live in our little tiny slum by the river area. But there's a handful of people who cause issues. There can be some panhandling, etc. And this is in the more historic part of Asuncion, which is where the House of Independence is, also the President's Palace, right? The Palacio de Lopez is the President's Palace. You know, and so more government buildings here. This is also the area, you guys, of immigration building. I've been there now as well, so I know where that is. There's also another building that you guys will go to if you do residency by yourself. But anyways, we're going to get back into the cost of living. So I don't live in Asuncion. I don't live in the most expensive places, which a lot of you guys do live in the most expensive places here. So that's why I live in San Lorenzo, right? San Lorenzo is ginormous. If you guys live in San Lorenzo, you want to live closest as you can to the market here, right? This is the market. This is the main area of San Lorenzo. Okay. There's a few bars here that I can actually walk to. I've actually walked home because my phone has died, right? So that's how close I am to like some of the bars. There's a beautiful cathedral. There's a new malls. I'm in between certain mall, Box Mayorista, where I also go to buy food a lot. They have great deals on food and alcohol and all that good stuff. Here's the San Lorenzo shopping, you guys. And then further up is Pinedo shopping, right? I haven't quite filmed Pinedo yet. That's going to be one of my next videos for you guys. Okay. So anyways, oh, also there's the university. Also this green area right under here, under the university, is the Ciclovia, which I've also filmed. It's a wonderful kind of Central Park type area. You can bike, walk. I don't know if you can bring your dogs anymore, unfortunately. At one point you could. I went with my dog, but I don't think you can anymore, unfortunately. Right? And so my family actually lives in Capiatá, right? And Capiatá is very huge as well, right? And I may actually live in Capiatá next year around, because it's even cheaper, and there are nice little houses that you can go all the way down to like paying $200 for a month, right? So I might end up getting like renting a house until I eventually purchase a home, right? Down the line, probably a couple of years from now. We'll just see where I'm at, right? But anyways, let's get back into this. So hopefully you guys can see this. I'll make it a little bit bigger for you guys. Oops, I think I gave away how much all this adds up to. You guys might be looking at your calculators or bringing up your calculators and stuff. Anyways, that's fine. Okay. So we talked about some location stuff where I live, right? Yeah. So we talked about some location stuff where I live. That's why I pay under $400 a month, right? For my place. Okay. Now we're going to go into Wi-Fi and TV and HBO, which honestly, I want to get rid of HBO, you guys. I don't know why I have it. I want to get rid of it and drop this down even like $7 more a month. So that would be like what, $24 to just have Wi-Fi and TV. TV is not too much more, and you get the channels to like watch the national Paraguayan soccer games. That's the only reason I have it. Sometimes I'll watch the national news or the local news or whatever as well, just to keep my ear going in Spanish, right? Like I'm really pretty solid at the language, but at the same time, I still want to always be hearing the language, right? So yeah, so I got Wi-Fi and TV. That's 300 megabytes per second. I go through Tigo, right? They have some pretty good packages. And also my cellular is also through Tigo. I got 30 gigabytes a month, which is more than I need. I'm usually connected to Wi-Fi here at the house, but whenever I step out, I will change over to my cellular, right, and start using my data, right? And then I just bought a cheap phone here, you guys, years ago, like for like $100 or so. And I use that phone to share my mobile spot to my American phone, my iPhone, right, that I use for filming and everything, right? So, yeah, so that's why, yeah, it's not too much, $15 a month, right? I will say though, if you guys are here on residency trips and you're just using phone service or looking for phone service for like 1 month or so, 5 weeks, 6 weeks, go through Claro, right? Tigo is better once you have your cedula, right? And once you're no longer trying to get services as a foreigner, go to Claro, Claro, right? If you're just here for 4 or 5 weeks, they got some packages. They'll put a chip in your phone, etc. It's much better service for the short term. But now, if you're living here for the long term, I've been told that Tigo, especially for cell service, it has better coverage around the country if you're going to do a lot more travel throughout Paraguay, right? Also, Tigo has really good packages. I mean, look how much I'm paying you guys. $31 for Wi-Fi, TV, and HBO. And honestly, I want to get rid of HBO. I didn't even know I had it, right? And then this will probably drop down to like $24 a month. And then, yeah, and then cellular, I probably only ever use even half of this. I just keep it in case I'm going to do travel. So you can even bring the cellular down even further. Yeah, another thing I'll mention about Wi-Fi, I don't know if there's more than this option, 300 megabytes per second. there might be. I just haven't seen those packages, at least through Tigo or Claro. Again, there might be, but that's kind of the standard down here, right? 300 megabytes per second, right? So if you're like a heavy gamer, most of you guys aren't as travelers, but just in case you're like a heavy gamer or some crazy shit like that, like, and you need like a full like what is it called, terabyte or whatever, and you're getting into like crazy amounts of whatever data. Here, let me zoom in further, you guys. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but okay, that's better. Okay, yeah. So, yeah, so that's that situation. And so those are the fixed costs, right? That's why I put it up here. These are the costs that do not fluctuate, right? All these other ones down here fluctuate, okay? So electricity, you pay that to the government entity called ANDE, ANDE, right? They got a whole website. They have an app as well. Also, I'll just quickly mention that all these bills, even your phone service, Wi-Fi, your electricity, and yeah, and this can all be paid once you get a bank account here. I use Banco Familiar, right? And I can pay all those bills through my bank account, through the app, right? And through the website as well. Right. So it's really, once you get a bank account set up, it's really easy to pay these bills. There's also third-party services as well, like all around Paraguay, that you can go in, give them whatever account number, right? It is for your electricity, whatever, water and trash. And you can go to these like third-party places. They'll charge you like $1 USD to be able to use their service to pay for these places. If you don't have a bank account set up quite yet, right? But you're going to want to get a bank account set up down here. It's going to help you so much, right? It's so smooth. The apps, the banking apps are wonderful. I personally, at least to start out for personal banking, go through Banco Familiar, you guys. It's really smooth. And also Banco Familiar, you can use your Wi-Fi server, or you can use your phone in the bank itself. I was going to get a second bank account in Itaú, which is also a great bank, but you can't use your phone inside the bank, right? So it's kind of weird, man, because like I'd be forgetting numbers. Like I don't know my account number off the top of my head, so I use my phone, you know. But in like Itaú, you can't use your phone, like period. Like it's probably a thing to avoid robberies or something like that. You know, and you certainly can't film, right? And oh, just another thing about banking, you guys, they don't fuck around. You can't wear sunglasses, you can't wear hats in banks here, right? You have to take all that stuff off, your hat off and your sunglasses off. This is not America where you can just go into banks with hats, you know. They take that very seriously down here. So I just want to mention that. Okay, let's get back on the numbers. So water and trash is paid to another government entity, a different one for water and trash. It's ASAP, right? ESSAP, right? And so actually here, I'll just mention these numbers. This $83 a month, this is the most expensive month that I'm including here, right? This can actually go in about half. Yeah, I paid about half of this for a month where I use less electricity. I'm using the AC less. You know what I mean? So this is my highest month. And not only that, but I had somebody stay here for a week who took care of my dog, and I think that they like ran like all the fucking ACs and had all the lights on for like a solid week straight. You know what I mean? So like this can honestly, more realistically, I'm paying more like 65, 70, right? Even on a hot month, like now, right? Because we're in summertime. Okay. So yeah, and then water and trash, it's extremely cheap, you guys. It comes in the same bill. You know, water, I mean, I think water was what, like $8 at tops, and then like, yeah, trash pickup is like what, another 10. So that's why it kind of comes out to this. Again, I'm choosing my most expensive month. This can get down to 100, which is more like $13, right? 100,000, I mean, guaraníes, right? So this can get down to around $13. For some reason, yeah, it just went up a little bit. Yeah, okay. Now over here for transportation, I have a car, but it doesn't work. I'm trying to sell it actually, right? So what do I talk about transportation? I'm talking about Ubers, and the other one is Bolt, right? Those are the two main apps. I think there's another app as well, but those are the two ones, right? You can connect to your debit card, credit card, etc. Which I actually honestly really suggest that you guys do, because there are a lot of drivers. If you pay cash, number one, it's they could pretend like they don't have fucking change on them, which has happened to me, right? And I don't have smaller bills, right? So then you end up giving them way more than you should for the ride, right? But for example, I went to the mall the other day. It literally cost $2.01, and to return it was $2.17, right? So like, yeah, $4 to go to the mall and back, right? And the mall's like, I want to say like 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes away tops, depending on traffic. So just to give you an idea, right? So I probably step out of my house, yeah, 4 times, like in a Uber or something, maybe like four times a week or something like that, maybe 5. It really depends. It really depends, right? So I'm estimating here, right? So this will fluctuate, right? Like I think I've had months where I'm probably only paying 100 for transportation, maybe slightly more than 150. It really depends. A lot of people ask me, do you need a car in Asuncion? And my thing is no, right? In fact, one of my biggest headaches is my car, right? The roads are awful. Well, especially like if you don't live in the new downtown, the roads are not the best, you guys. I'm just gonna be honest, right? So you're gonna have more maintenance on your car. It's more of a headache, to be completely honest. People drive like crazy. There's all kinds of motorbikes and stuff. Kind of like Southeast Asia, it's just freaking crazy. I don't suggest you guys get a car, to be completely honest. And Ubers and Bolts are so cheap here. You can just do it that way. Okay. So food, drinks, and toiletries. I know this is gonna blow your mind, you guys, but I put it at around $300, right? I know that there's some months I probably go like 200, maybe some other months I might go like 400. But this truly is what it kind of equals out to, right? And this includes like sometimes I get like beers. I stacked up on wine, great Chilean and Argentinian wines. I just keep in a bar for girls who come over or whatever, But on a normal month when I'm not like stacking stuff up, yeah, like whatever, shampoo, whatever, you guys know, bars of soap, all that stuff, razors, shaving, all that stuff, and then drinks on top of that, and the food, right? It's going to be about this, okay? And so okay, so yeah, we're gonna call it 300 a month, okay? Again, it fluctuates a little bit, but that's about it, right? I was paying probably 3 times that in the States, right? Just maybe, I don't know. I was always pretty good about cooking, but in the States, like even things like veggies and fruits and stuff are incredibly expensive in the States, right? Here, veggies and fruits, you guys, are incredibly cheap. And here, actually, I want to show you something else. So this was a full bag. These are called rosquitas, right? They're little pieces of bread, right? And they're hard, right? And they're great. This entire packet was full, right? Now there's hardly anything, but this thing was full, right? This whole thing came out to be 2,980 guarani. So that would be about 35, maybe 40 cents, right? For a big bag of things to snack on, right? So like you guys can really go cheap. I know that there are families, I swear to God, there are families who spend 150 a month for foods, right? Like I'll grab some more like juices and fruit and natural juices and stuff like that in the store. I try to cook all my own meals, but like things are cheap here. You know what I mean? So that's how it comes out to be this number. Okay. Entertainment. Entertainment, I'm considering, like, when I step out to a bar, I don't step out very often, right? I might a little bit more going forward here, just for filming purposes, and going live from different places, not just at my house and stuff like I did yesterday. But entertainment, like might see a movie. Those movie tickets are like $4, maybe $5 a piece. etc. And like, going out to eat, I'm also counting as entertainment, right? When I step out to eat, I might pay like $10 for a meal, sometimes, maybe even like 12. Yeah, it gets a little bit more expensive when you start going to the malls and the fancier places, right? I mean, you can get empanadas on the street for like a couple empanadas for like $1, right? So it really depends on your lifestyle. So I'm putting entertainment. Also, I kind of include entertainment when I don't step out of my house too much. Also, is ordering in food, right? So there could be a month where the entertainment part is more like $100, but I might spend like 75 with like ordering food, which usually makes this number, my food number, go down when I order other food, right? And even when you order food, you guys, there's some places down here where you can literally order like 3 to 4 meals, right? And it'll be like $15 or something like that. In the States, I would not do that, right? It's way far too expensive. But here, so like I put it out on Instagram, but I spent like $13, right? Including a tip and delivery fee and all that stuff. And I had like 3 meals out of it, right? So, you can do that as well, right? And it's pretty cost effective, believe it or not. Just stacking up on like your next 3 to 4 meals, by ordering, from Pedidos Ya, right? It's an app, right? Okay. So what does all of this add up to be per month? And maybe you guys already saw when I flashed the number here. So what does it all add up to be, you guys? It adds up to be around 1,150 USD. Okay. And just to let you guys know, if I'm not going to include my rent costs, because I told you guys I paid for that up front when I first came here for a year. If I'm not including that, it's less than $800 a month to do all this, right? To live in this way. Okay. A couple other things that I could have included are things like health insurance, right? Obviously, if you have a car, there's going to be more costs with that. Like I had more in the beginning when my car was actually working and I was using it, right? Car insurance, it's not too much, but it's still another cost, right? Health insurance, if I'm just going to be honest, I don't have health insurance because you can still access these private hospitals. Like, for example, I had to get x-rays because I broke my foot on the way here, right? So I had to get x-rays, and like the x-rays and like the consultation of after I got x-rays was around $40 or $50 American USD. And I didn't have health insurance here, right? And that $40 or $50 is way less than I would have paid in the States with insurance. You know what I mean? Yeah, I remember I got x-rays once, and the entire visit, even with insurance, with good insurance, was like $150. You know what I mean? And that's when I was working a government job as well in the States. So I personally don't have health insurance. When I get older, I definitely will, right? But right now I do not, right? But you can, like I said, you can still access all the public hospitals, like once you have your cedula, but you can access the private ones as well. Obviously you're going to have to pay something, right? If you do need to get something like x-rays, a checkup, something like that, right? So I would put that at around $40 to $50. I've gotten quotes, from, university hospitals around here, or whatever, one university hospital and then one other one that's close to San Lorenzo here. Yeah, so I could add another 50 on it, but then you're still staying under $1,200 USD a month. Now let me tell you something, you guys. This number, $1,148, that covers all this stuff: rent, Wi-Fi, cellular, electricity, water and trash, transportation, food, drinks, toiletries, and entertainment. You know how much I was paying in rent in the US? $1,200 a month. Okay. So this number, all this stuff included, is less than I was paying in rent in the United States of America. Okay. So this is where it pays off. This is where it makes sense. This is why you should move overseas. This is why you need residency. This is why moving overseas is your retirement plan. I know people can get in their feelings and people can be like, oh my God, well, I can't possibly leave my friends. Oh my God. I'm like, dude, your friends might not even be around. Like, just keep it honest, dude. They might start moving all over the different cities in the U.S. anyways. Like, your group of friends, dude, like, really? Like, this is a cost-effective life. Yes, obviously, this will go up 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, but it's still going to be less than the U.S. I mean, the U.S., you could live off of Social Security in Paraguay. And then if you have anything like a freaking pension, you're living like a king, you guys, right? Say you want to do a bunch of travel inside Paraguay, right? I went to Encarnacion. That whole trip was around, I want to say $500-600, right? Bus transportation there. I'm talking about like everything, right? Everything there. The stay itself was $275 for a week, right? In a beautiful high rise overlooking the river in Encarnacion, arguably the most beautiful city in the entire country, right? With the beach life, it's freaking amazing. So add another $500-600 if you want to do like a week trip and get away from your apartment like once a month, right? That's kind of a lot for people, but so can you, what's the question? Can you live in Paraguay for under $1,000 USD a month? Absolutely. Absolutely you can. Now, you're going to have to be, what did George Bush say? Strategery. You're going to be, you're going to have to be strategic, right? You're going to have to live, okay, let's go back here. You're going to have to live in a San Lorenzo. You're going to have to at least live in a Fernando. I'm eventually probably going to live closer to my family in Capiatá. And guess what? I'm probably going to pay around 200, maybe even less a month. In fact, here, my sister was telling me, let me plug it in. 1,200,000. Okay. There's a certain property, a certain tinier house, right? 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom house. It's 1,200,000 guaraníes, which is $152. $152, you guys. That's probably going to be the next place I live after August, right? I was actually wanting to live in a place like that, but I found this place right above me here, this duplex, for, it's still a good price. It's not paying $1,000 a month. You know what I mean? So yeah, you guys, and this is why I bring up maps. This is why I try to be strategic when I talk to you guys. You guys need to schedule consultations with me. I'm getting busier and busier, you guys. So get on schedule consultations with me. I'll break it down. I'll listen to your needs, what you're wanting to do. If you're coming here for a residency trip, if you're coming here for long term, I could break it down all right now, but I just want to focus on the cost of living, right? Again, I'm a single guy, have a dog too. And yeah, I'm including dog food in here too, right? It's part of this, right? Yeah, and then once I stocked up on toys for him as well, which is going to last him throughout the year, and then I'll go back and stock up again on toys and stuff. I guess also one thing that the veterinarian, right? They literally picked him up, right, from my house, took him to the vet, gave him a bath, and came back, and I think it was like $15 USD, right? Maybe not even. I don't even think it was $15. I think it was like more like $12 or $13. Right? So they picked up my dog, took him to the vet, gave him a bath, gave him a grooming, all that stuff, dropped him back off. And then not only that, they had the machine here with the card machine. So I get to pay with my card as well. It was the most excellent service ever. And then not only that, but they were talking to me, and this is Kokuere, right? I put him on my Instagram, KOKUERE. So if you have a pet down here, they're absolutely wonderful out of San Lorenzo here. Okay. So yeah, you guys, so I live a very cost-effective life, right? So, okay, let's quick plug it in. Okay. So 1,150, let's call it, times 12, $13,800. That's how much you need to live down here in Paraguay. Okay, if you're living a similar life to mine. Again, you can splurge, you can travel, you can go. I mean, this is the minimum amount, around $14,000 a year. Okay, and again, let me bring up these numbers again. There are families here, you guys, full families, 2 kids, 2 parents who live, what is, in fact, here, I'm gonna, Paraguay minimum wage. Minimum wage. Most people are making Paraguayan minimum wage. Yep, this is about it. 2,800. Let's just call it that. So let's go back here, or 2,800,000. Okay, 2,800,000 is $355 a month, right? So let's times that by 2, right? Let's say that there's a mom and dad both working. So let's do that. I know I could just do mental math. $710 a month. There are full families living down here making 700 USD a month, and they're not living extravagant, but they're living. Okay. So when I add on an extra, 450, that's how I get to live this. That's how I get to live in a place like this, in a duplex, right? And it blows my mind. So again, let me just reiterate, this number, $1,148 a month, is less than I was paying in the US for rent alone. For rent alone, I was paying $1,200 to live in a tiny little box, to be depressed day in and day out, to be stressed, to not be respected on a societal level, to not have good dating options, to be stuck, to not have respect, to go in and out of a fucking job and just like be a middleman. I swear to God, dude, I was dying in the US, and the inside, fucking on the outside. You know what I mean? So there's steps, right? And I'm not covering the upfront costs, right? There's a lot of money to come here, residency, get my dog here, start a life here, buy furnishings here, all that stuff, right? Obviously that's a whole nother cost, right? But your bare bones monthly stuff, this is about it. Okay. So again, I'm overestimating on some of these things here, and I'm literally picking the highest months of costs. So can you live in Paraguay for under $1,000 a month? Yes. And in fact, this 1,148 is probably closer to $1,000 because I am overestimating on some of these things, right? And then again, actually, like real time, what I'm actually paying is more around 800 a month, right? To live. Okay. That's because, like I said, I paid for rent up front. Okay, you guys, this is probably a long video, but I like to break things down for you guys. I like to inspire you guys. I like to this is real life. This is real life, right? Now I know that there's the residency shrills, and they won't break none of this shit down for you, right? Or at least not into the detail that I will, right? Because I know your guys' stresses. I know what's stressing you out. Where do I get Wi-Fi? How much does it cost? What company do I go through? How do I pay for it, right? I'll do another video on how to pay your bills, right? But at least I'll put out the entity that you have to pay it to, or the company that you pay it to, right? So anyways, yeah, this is my life, you guys. This is my financial breakdown of me living here in Paraguay, okay? Again, San Lorenzo, Paraguay. Hopefully you like this video, you guys. I got an awful fucking camera going. I don't care though. I really don't care. But yeah, you guys, damn, I should have done that. You can actually see me a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can live around $1,000 a month, and you can live a solid life, right? What I suggest to most people, most single people coming down here, try to have like 1,500 a month, right? Try to have 1,500. Then you're gonna be just fine. If you have like 2,000 a month, you could do anything you want. You could go eat out on a daily basis if you want to, right? Maybe if you're dining at like 5-star restaurants on the rooftops in downtown Asunción, yeah, maybe it'll be more expensive, right? Maybe you're talking about like 2,500 a month, right? So, I just wanted to break that down for you guys. This is how much it really costs, right? Here in Paraguay. This is my life on paper here, virtual paper, the computer paper. But you guys get it. You get the point. Again, I'll break this stuff down even farther. But to answer the full question, can you live on Paraguay for about $1,000 a month? Yes, you can. This is very possible. in a place like this, a duplex, right? Okay, you guys, I'm out of here. Ryan Aranda, My Best Life Paraguay. Thanks for sticking in for another video. You guys know the deal. Like, subscribe, share. Much love to you guys. Real talk. You guys are eventually, well, I mean, you already are, but like even further down the line, you're making my life possible is here as well. When you super chat, when you show love. Also, you guys can start subscribing to my channel as members, right? And I'll throw more perks out there as well down the line. If you guys join the channel as members as well, but definitely do that, you guys. It helps me out a lot when I go live, or even when I premiere. You guys can super chat me. That helps out my life a lot, you guys. Really, truly, it does. And you know, all that stuff. Even when you guys like share my videos and other people subscribe to me, that helps a ton, you guys. When you watch my videos all the way through, it helps a ton. So thank you so much. Ryan Aranda, My Best Life Paraguay. I'll see you guys in the next one. All right.